Welcome. I'm your host, Jesse, Swear, nationally recognized inclusive fitness trainer, SilverSneakers Flex instructor. To find out more about me, visit my website, www.jesseswear.com. And today I have a SilverSneakers Enerchi, Taiji, Qigong exercise routine where we're going to go through the formats. Now, hopefully I remember all the formats, but I got tutorials out there for different formats. I'm going to try to go through the majority of the formats that you've learned over the years that I've been teaching this. Now you get better as you do it, and I haven't been doing it as much, so I might be a little rusty. Pay attention to your perceived exertion is a 1 through 3 because we do move a little slower. Pay attention to your balance, make sure you hydrate, get physician's clearance. And this can be done in the seated position. However, it is a little more difficult in the seated position. And it's only about 70 to 80 degree range of motion. So we're not getting full length of our arms. And the same thing as we descend as well. We're not going to get full descension, right? We're going to ascend, descend, we're going to do all that. We're not going to be walking around, so we're going to find a stationary spot right here. And that first exercise we're going to go in those forms and formats is we're going to have stances. And the first one is a horse stance. So toes over knees, knees over hips, hips over shoulder. Take those arms up, they're nice and lengthy. And this is called open the door. So as you can see, I inhale, and then I exhale. So it's a nice ascension here. And the transition from this is embrace the moon, crescent moon rotations. So what's going to happen is I'm going to take my hands up here, and when they drop down, I'm going to loop that right hand around. Just like that. Almost like I'm waving. So that right hand's coming and it's waving, and then it's pushing together. Embrace the moon, reach up and down is next, and I will wait until I get to this side. And then I will transition to my right. Step. And you're doing the same thing. It's a crescent moon rotation. The difference is that you're just stepping and waving and coming back and emptying out. So what's happening is I'm sliding that foot, waving, crescent moon rotation, and then 90% is going to be on my right leg. Transition again. We're going to go cycle moon next. So we're in a good position. So I'm going to step, externally rotate at about 24 inches in between, heel to heel. And I'm in an L stance now. And now I'm going to just turn and crescent moon rotation again, coming back. As I go to my right, I definitely can rotate my thoracic spine a little bit more. And as we go back to that right side, this is when we'll transition. And now I'll go to that left, and I've got my crescent moon rotation again. Right? It's your cycle of the moon. And then we're going to transition back to that center. Just pivot, drop those hands down, and we have our circle of breath. So it's like you're taking a cup of water, and exhale. Nice inhale, and nice exhale. Pierce the clouds goes next. I'm going to shift to my right, emptying out, and then I'm going to go into an L stance again, externally rotating, and then I'm going to push into those blinds, and then I'm going to open those blinds, shift back, nice balance. And then we're going to transition here. And then we go to the other side. Not too bad, right? And then we're going to go to open and close. Open those blinds, one more time through, pierce those clouds, shift, keep those feet down, and then back to that center, and open and close. Open and close takes us to parting the wild horse's mane. Nice inhale here. Exhale. You can always ascend and descend. And then we're going to go to parting the wild horse's mane. One of my favorite. I have a tutorial out here on this one. We'll do it one last time. Here we go. And then our transition will be here. So we got it. Crescent moon, there you go. Shift, and now we're gonna go and do parting the wild horse's mane. Same thing, and then we're gonna go into white crane flashes wings. Then we're gonna transition back to that center. I'm going to lift up. So it's my bad, wrong side. There we go. So whatever hand's down underneath, my right hand's down, I'm going to lift it up. Crescent moon rotation and then push it down. So I'm lifting and circling. Switch, and then lift, circle. So it is all that circular movements. And then brush the knee and play the lute is next. So I just take the left hand out, right hand's like this, empty out that right side, and now I'm going to go into a diagonal position, and I'm going to push, play that lute, flip it back like I'm playing the violin, and step, fix those feet. Diagonal push. And now we're going to push the mountain next. So we're going to push the mountains. We go into another bow and arrow stance. So we're back again. And now I'm stepping and then I push. And then drop back down. So another bow and arrow. They call that a bow and arrow stance. Even that diagonal stance, the bow and arrow stance. Push up the mountain. And then down the mountain. And that right foot of mine, I am actually going onto my toes. And then I'm resting back into my heel. So push it up and then come back, slide, and then we will go to the other side, bow and arrow. Transitions a little harder on these moves. Wave hands like clouds is next. Stroking the bird's tail and then sinking with chi. So shift, this helps learn how to shift, bring them all the way back to that center. Now we're just going to wave hands like clouds. So I'm just circling them. You can keep those palms facing each other, or they can face away. And they're just looping down. So you see I'm making an L, and then I'm coming back and I'm making an L. Or if palms are facing, I'm making an L, and then I'm making an L as I shift. And I'm just breathing through. Stroking the bird's tail is next. And emptying out. And here we go, stroking the bird's tail. So it's like parting the wild horse's mane. Up. Up. And then take it up again. Stepping. Got your part in your wild horse's mane. And then it's a transition. Do that again. We'll do it 2 times 3 this time. 1, 2, and push. Like a rug. Like a rug. And then we're back. And it's looping. And push through. Pay attention to that tutorial. I would tell you, because I'm probably moving a little too fast for some individuals. And I'd say go find the tutorials on some of these moves that you might be having a difficult time following along. But there you go, all 14 formats. Again, it's been a while since I've done this, and it's probably been a while since you've done it. And hopefully, I've done a qualified job for you. Peace, my friend.